Hey there, kids. This is Reveal Math Lesson 12.4. Let's take a look together. You ready? It says this: you can use decimal grids to add decimal fractions. Okay? Now, they call them decimal fractions because decimals and fractions are the same thing. All right, so let's take a look right here. And it says this. It says 8/10, right? Plus 2/100. Okay, well, this grid right here is showing 8/10, or you could write it as 80/100. Okay, they have it divided up into hundreds. Now, I like to keep the decimals with the same denominator, so I'm going to make this into an 80, and I'm going to make this into a hundredths right there. Now, this grid over here represents this number, which is 2/100, and there they are, 1 and 2. That's it. So here you have 80/100, here you have 2/100, and if you put them together, right, if you want to add them, all right, we're going to find the sum, all right? This right here would be 80/200. Now they wrote it down here like this. They wrote down 8/10 plus 2/100 equals 80/200. This could be also written as a decimal, okay? You could write it like this. This would be 8/10, right, plus 2/100, okay? So that's a 0 and 0 right there, like that, right? There's no tenths, equals, and then we have 80/200, okay, like this. And the reason is because we could always put a 0 right here, okay? And that would be, instead of being 8 dimes, it's like 80 pennies. So 80/100 plus 2/100 equals 82/100, okay? But they wanted you to do it as a fraction today. So here it is, 8/10 plus 2/100 equals 82/100. Kids, you're learning how to add decimals, but today they're looking at fractions, right? Okay, here it is again, and this one says 6/10 plus 3/100. Okay, and if we were to write this in the grids right here, if we were to model it, we have 6/10. Well, that would be 6 groups of 10 here. There's 10 rows going across. I've shaded in 6 of them. Then this says 3/100. Well, this grid is divided up into 100 parts, and I've shaded 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. Now they want to know how much this is together. Well, 6/10 is really 60/100, right? You can count them if you want. And, oh, look at this. I did one too many there, didn't I? Okay, let's erase that right there, that one right there. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there it is again. I went too far. So it's only supposed to be 3/100. There we go. Okay, so that's 6/10, 60/100, and 3/100. Together it's going to make 63/100. Okay, and it's going to look something like this right here. Okay, so we have, here's 6/10, okay, because there's 6 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's 3/100, 1, 2, 3 out of 100 squares, and together we get 63/100. Now I got the 6 rows again, and I got my 3 right down here. Do you see it? Okay, so we could write this right here. You could also remember that you can make these both have the same denominator. If you put a 0 here, you have to put a 0 here. 60/100 plus 3/100 equals 63/100. And just for the fun of it, it doesn't ask us to do it, but we could write it as a decimal. That's 0 wholes and 63/100, right? 63/100, 63/100. Kids, we're finding the sum of fractions, and we're going to write them as decimals, okay? And there's our equal sign. Kids, you're learning how to add decimals. Here's the next one right here. 32/100 plus 4/10. Now, I'm going to start right from the beginning here, and I'm going to make them both have the same denominator because it's easier to understand that way, okay? We know we can make equivalent fractions by multiplying the numerator and denominator by the same thing. I multiplied it by 10 right here. 4 times 10 is 40, 10 times 10 is 100. Now they both have denominators of 100. Okay, let's model this. Okay, so right here we have 32/100. That's 3 rows of 10 plus 2 more, right? Here we have 40/100. It's 4 rows of 10 going across, right? If we wanted to do this in an equation, we would just add the numerators together. 32/100 plus 40/100. 32 plus 40 is 72. And then the denominators always stay the same, hundredths, hundredths, and hundredths. Okay? Okay, and we'd model it like this. If we were to take this amount over here and combine it with this amount over here, we'd end up with something like this right here, 72 hundredths. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one right here. It says, what is the sum? Sum is the answer to an addition problem. Explain your work. Well, once again, I like to have them have the same denominators, okay? This is 4/10. It's like 4 dimes. That's the same thing as 40 pennies or 40 hundredths. 40 hundredths plus 9 hundredths equals 49 hundredths. And you could draw a picture or something to figure it out, put it on a number line, okay? 49 hundredths. If you wanted to write it as a decimal, right, there's no holes, and a 49 that ends in the hundredths place looks like that. This is 49 hundredths, this is 49 hundredths. We say them exactly the same way. Kids, you're learning how to add decimals. Okay, well here we're going to look at workbook pages 147 and 148 today. We're going to look at practice pages 129 and 130, okay? Kids, on the Friday quiz, you're going to see this right here. They're both kind of similar. I'll do one and you do the other. How about that? Okay. Well, I think I'm going to do this one over here. All right. So this is 21 hundredths plus 7 tenths. This is like 21 pennies plus 7 dimes. Well, we're going to make them both have the same denominator. We could do that by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 10. That gives us 70 hundredths plus 21 hundredths. 21 plus 70 is 91. This is hundredths, hundredths, and hundredths. Okay, 91 hundredths. Now, if you wanted to write it as a decimal, it doesn't ask you to do that, but if you wanted to write it as a decimal, we'd write it as no holes and 91 hundredths. It ends in the hundredths place, so we say hundredths. We don't say tenths. 0 and 91 hundredths. Kids, you're learning how to add decimals. Go ahead and do this one on your own. You can do it. If you have any questions, come see us. We will help you. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.